Most men are taught to believe that attraction begins with appearance, status, or luck. They spend years trying to become more impressive, thinking that confidence comes from having more money, better clothes, or a more exciting lifestyle. But what if the strongest spark between two people often begins somewhere much smaller? What if a few carefully chosen words can create a feeling that no expensive watch or luxury car ever could? Today, we're exploring 3 powerful phrases that can instantly change the emotional energy of a conversation and help create genuine attraction. If you've ever talked to a woman and felt like the conversation was going nowhere, you're not alone. Many men have experienced that frustrating moment when they run out of things to say or feel like they're competing for attention. The conversation stays polite, but it never becomes memorable. Meanwhile, another guy seems to say very little, yet somehow keeps her engaged. She laughs more, asks more questions, and seems genuinely interested. The difference often isn't about looks or status. It's about how certain words create emotional experiences that people naturally remember. Human connection is rarely built through facts alone. Most people don't fall for someone because of a perfect resume or an impressive list of achievements. They become attracted to how that person makes them feel. When someone creates curiosity, comfort, excitement, or emotional safety, the brain begins to associate those positive emotions with that person. That's why some conversations stay in our minds long after they end. And the first phrase we're about to discuss works because it awakens one of the strongest psychological forces in human nature, curiosity. Imagine you're talking to a woman and she shares a story about something she loves doing in her free time. Instead of giving a predictable response, you smile and say, "That's not what I expected from you." Then you pause for a moment before continuing naturally. This phrase works because it creates an open question in her mind. She instantly becomes curious about what you mean. She may wonder what impression you had of her before or why her answer surprised you. Curiosity invites emotional involvement, and emotional involvement keeps conversations alive far longer than ordinary small talk ever can. The second phrase is surprisingly simple. That's actually really interesting about you. Most people go through life feeling unseen. They are surrounded by conversations, but very few people genuinely pay attention to who they are beneath the surface. When you say this phrase after noticing something unique about her personality, values, or experiences, you communicate something powerful. You are telling her that you are listening. Imagine she talks about helping stray animals or teaching younger family members. Instead of changing the topic, you acknowledge that quality. Suddenly, she feels appreciated for who she is, not just how she looks. Now let's move to the third phrase, which creates intrigue and emotional depth. The phrase is, "I have a feeling there's more to that story." This works because it gently invites someone to reveal a deeper part of themselves. Maybe she mentions moving to a new city, changing careers, or learning a difficult life lesson. Instead of accepting the surface-level explanation, you show genuine curiosity about her experience. The phrase isn't intrusive when used respectfully. Instead, it communicates that you're interested in understanding her as a person. That feeling of being understood often creates a stronger emotional connection than any compliment ever could. What's fascinating is how these 3 phrases work together. The first creates curiosity. The second creates validation. The third creates emotional depth. When these experiences happen naturally within a conversation, the atmosphere begins to change. The interaction feels less like an interview and more like a meaningful exchange between two people. She becomes more comfortable sharing her thoughts, and you become more present in the moment. Instead of trying to impress her, you're creating a space where both people feel engaged, understood, and emotionally connected. It's important to understand that these phrases are not magic tricks. They are not secret codes that force attraction. In fact, they only work when they come from a genuine place. People are surprisingly good at sensing authenticity. If your words don't match your intentions, the conversation will feel unnatural. But when you truly care about learning about another person, these phrases simply help express that curiosity more clearly. Think of them as tools that reveal your confidence and emotional intelligence rather than techniques designed to manipulate someone's feelings. Imagine what could happen if you started approaching conversations differently. Instead of worrying about saying the perfect thing, you focus on creating meaningful moments. Instead of trying to appear impressive, you become interested. Over time, your confidence grows naturally because you're no longer performing. You begin to enjoy conversations rather than fear them. People respond differently because they sense your calm presence. Relationships become easier to build because you're creating real emotional experiences instead of relying on rehearsed lines. That shift alone can completely transform the way people respond to you. Attraction is often much quieter than most people think. It doesn't always arrive with dramatic moments or grand gestures. Sometimes it begins when someone feels curious about you. Sometimes it grows when they feel understood. And sometimes it deepens when they feel comfortable sharing a part of themselves that they rarely show others. Those small moments create the foundation of genuine connection. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear which of these phrases you think would create the strongest connection and what experiences you've had in conversations that unexpectedly became unforgettable.